Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to make your Samsung Galaxy A26 faster and more efficient. Let's begin! First, we want to go to the settings, and very first things to do, we want to just clear our cache memory. We can do that by scrolling down into the settings, going into device care. Here we want to click memory. And after it will check the memory, we should be able to see the option clean now. Obviously it depends on how much applications you're using. If I will click view more, we can see that all of these applications, and keep in mind that most of these are actually just built-in applications like gallery, contacts, my files, everything is just Samsung based. And they all generate cache memory. And you can simply hit that clean now button in order to clean every single one of them. It might help you. Of course, it won't be like very big amounts, but still it will increase the RAM, because you can see it does improve the RAM. Other thing about RAM is enabling RAM Plus, and it will basically take your storage memory, your phone memory, and turn it into like this virtual RAM. We can set it to 6 gigs, though I'm not going to do that right now, since it will restart the phone and screw up my recording, obviously. But if you're lacking RAM, if you're thinking like, if you have more than 3 applications at once and your phone is lagging or whatever, then enabling RAM Plus is a really handy feature. Speaking of running in the background, we have just the ability to click the button right here at the bottom left corner, which takes us to running in the background applications. If I will just open a bunch of stuff right now, then all of this still works in the background. I can simply click it and I can hit close all in order to clean everything, so my RAM will have even more space. Then we want to go back into the settings, and this time we'll want to find battery. In the battery, we can go to battery activity, and if we scroll down, we will see every single application that wastes our battery. I don't really have any concrete one, but for an example, if you're using a lot of Facebook, then you will notice that your Facebook is probably high on the list. And it's important to note that if an application is wasting your battery, it will also waste your processing power, meaning your phone will get slower and slower and slower. So you want to locate the applications that just suck your battery and also your processing power, and you want to locate them. So as you can see here, you have a nice looking like in-depth information about how much we have actually used the application versus how much it took, like how many Wi-Fi, how much Wi-Fi, how much CPU, how much mobile data, everything. And then after you've located the applications, you want to, you could just enable background usage limits. So we can enable it, and now we can choose if we want to put application into sleep when we're not using it, or into deep sleep, which basically means like it will turn itself off. Or we can, let's leave this and let us go into the applications. And here we have the list of our applications. In the applications, we have the ability to basically find something we want, for example, the Chrome. And we have the ability to disable it, and on some applications are actually uninstallable, because as you can see, we can't really uninstall Chrome, unfortunately, though we can disable it so it won't even try to work in the background. It will also disable the application completely, so you won't be able to use it, obviously, but it will reduce the amount of CPU that the Chrome, for example, is taking. Speaking of browsers, we can go to the Chrome itself, and we want to make sure, want to just check how many tabs we have open right here in the top right corner. If we click it, we'll see, we don't want to do that. We can review, we can deselect, whatever. Here we have the ability to see all our tabs. As you can see, I have some Google Images one and just normal google.com one. If we would just open a bunch of these for like whatever reason, we will see that this number is increasing, and that is not good because it's basically working just the same as if you would just open a bunch of applications. It's still in the one application, your browser, but every single tab will waste a little bit of your memory. So you can close them all individually, or you can hit those three dots and simply hit close all tabs. We can hit close all tabs and groups, and as you can see, every single tab from our browser is gone. However, even though we cleared our browser, sometimes it's just the problem with the browser itself. So personally, I would advise you to uninstall Google Chrome, especially if you're coming from PC, then you know that Google Chrome is known for wasting as much resources on your computer as it possibly can. So I would advise you to go back into the app info, hit disable app, so you know you have. You will just sleep better, and then go into, for example, our Play Store and search for something else. My recommendations are just Brave. Brave, as the browser is really efficient, or the Firefox. And even better, there are applications that have Lite versions of them. Because, Facebook, speaking of applications that waste much of your resources, Facebook is also known for tedious working in the background, sending your information all over the place. It's really bad. So also, I would advise you, especially if you're not using Facebook, to just find it here. So we have Facebook right here. And, for example, we can just hit uninstall. We can hit OK. And even though that Facebook usually comes with your software already, meaning that it is simply bloatware, it is possible to remove it. So, for example, if you have like a bunch of these Samsung applications and you will never use them, you can just go into applications, or you can, for example, go into wearable and hit, uninstall, for example, or just app info and uninstall it right here. And you can just remove the whole bloatware, so your phone will run faster. Because removing bloatware is possible. Many people believe that it's not, they're coming with your software, your phone, and you can't get rid of them. Most of the time you can. But yeah, even if you, for example, remove the Facebook, there's still a very nice option for you to just go into the Play Store and check if the application that you just removed doesn't have a Lite version. If we search for Facebook, we have the Facebook Lite, and the Facebook Lite is just the Lite version of your Facebook. It lacks some features, but most of the time it just lacks, some random garbage that Facebook, or Meta, that Meta wants you to use on their application. And the Lite version are usually just, they don't have anything like that. They even they take less space on your software, on your storage. They take less resources, they take less RAM, less CPU, less everything. And many applications, especially many known ones, actually have the Lite versions of your applications. For example, we have the it was once called Twitter Lite. I have no idea. Maybe they've changed it to X Lite or whatever. But we can check. Okay, sadly, the X doesn't really have one. But as you can see, we have the Facebook. I believe there's also Messenger Lite. There's YouTube Go in certain countries. And even in case of browsers, because I just recommended you to remove Google Chrome, and the browsers are all also here, because there's also many Lite versions. For example, Firefox Lite. I could go here and search for Firefox Lite. So just like that. Oh, I barely know how to right? But yeah, we have the Firefox Focus, we even have Opera Mini, which is just also the Lite version of the Opera browser, meaning that, yeah, it does sorry about that, it does really help. Oh, my voice just died. Sorry about that. But lastly, I want to talk about the the last resort, because sometimes, especially if you want to revive old device, nothing will really change, because some older devices, just they won't really work no matter how many tricks you will try to do. So I would advise you that the last resort option is the hard reset itself. We can easily perform a hard reset if we go into the applications and scroll all the way down into the settings, scroll all the way down, go into general management. Here, scroll all the way down, go to the reset, and here we have factory data reset. It will basically remove every single thing on your phone, like every application, every image, every file, every message saved on your device, whatever. Everything will be gone, meaning that your phone might work better, might be faster, might be whatever. But especially if you're struggling with some older devices, I would just advise you to perform a hard reset, and you should be good to go. On some devices, there's just no going back, like many older phones, like maybe 10-year-old phones, maybe 15 years old. They barely function, especially considering that that hardware, advanced. But software also did, so many applications now require much more space on your storage, much more RAM, much more processing power, and older phones just don't have these, so yeah. But yeah, as just a quick reminder, memory cache cleaning regularly, seeking the applications that waste a lot of battery, removing them, or swapping them to Lite versions. Same goes with the browsers, and checking for your tabs on the browsers. And lastly, the resort option is to just perform a hard reset in order to make your phone go faster. And yeah, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.